Our subject for this month is gifts of the Spirit, and one of the gifts that a lot of us share here is a gift of being able to read people's minds or see the future. But there's a couple things with that are really important to remember. Not to give readings to people who do not ask you, and not to give negative readings under any conditions. But I really wanted to talk about the gift of healing, and I've had adventures, and I have adventures to tell you. So I had come up with some health problems, and in the past I had a Cherokee Indian healer who had worked with me, and he had taken a melanoma off my ear and prevented them chopping off my ear, and he had taken a cyst off an ovary and prevented my having a hysterectomy. So and then he died. So we were very, very missing him. But I started asking around, since I was having this health problem, with the connections with him. His name was Owen. Did we know anybody who dealt in that mode of healing that he, used? And so I got directed to Sacred Heart Church. It's a Catholic church, but this process that they were doing was very like what he was doing, and it looks very Pentecostal to me. And it was really interesting to me to see what we do here and what we do there, and what things are alike and what things are different. So I went to the healing service, and after that was over, I have like a lump on my back, and it's because I have a very crooked spine. And so this woman who was working with me, when she did the treatment, she has her arms around me, and afterwards she kind of had her arm around my back, and she said, "Oh my God, that lump is gone." And she was really amazed about that. And I don't think that really means that a lump is lopped off my back. I think it means that my spine was straighter. And so I was able to stand up straighter, and that's what creates that lump, is not being able to stand up straight. So that was the first thing, and she was very enthusiastic about that. So the second time I went, I had my family with me. This would make a wonderful comedy for Woody Allen. My children have been purposely not trained in any kind of religion. And I had my daughter with me, and my granddaughter and her fiance. I doubt my kids have ever been in a church. I don't know. So they said okay, because they're being very accommodating lately, taking care of me. And so they said, okay, we'll go to the healing service. So we go to the healing service, and this lady who had worked on me before is still all enthusiastic about what had happened the last week. And so she came over to me and asked if I would talk to the congregation about that, which I didn't really want to do, but I did that. And then she said, then she called up my whole family. She got my whole family up there. They know zip. And what they do, they have these 3 healers, and what they do is they put their arms around you. They tell you that Jesus loves you. They tell you that whatever you've done wrong is all erased. And then they speak in tongues. That would be doing the prayer. And what I get about that is if they're speaking in tongues, during the prayer, they're not putting their intellect into that prayer. It's just God, So there's that. Then they take the thumb and they put it on the third eye, and it makes people fall back. And they catch them and they lay them on the floor. And then they lay a blanket over them. Well, my one daughter is kind of a germaphobe. She's laying on the floor thinking, oh my God, there's germs all around me. I'm laying on the floor. What diseases do these people have? She's like totally freaked out. And since there were only 3 healers, but there were 4 of these family members, my granddaughter kind of got left standing for a little bit, and she's thinking, all these people are laying on the floor. I don't know what they want me to do here. So she went and she sat back down. And her fiance, they got him 3 times. I don't know how they managed to do that. But he said, I think they looked at me and thought I really needed this. So that was that day. And afterwards, I felt like I'd been exercising too much. Like I had pain in my shoulders and my neck and my back. So I thought, okay, it's still working on that part of me. And I called my granddaughter and asked her if she had any effects. And she said, well, she felt really peaceful the whole day. And so did her fiance. I think it brought out the stress in my daughter. Because that next night she called me and said, I'm going to fire your housekeepers. They're not doing a good enough job in your kitchen. I've had them for 40 years and I love my housekeepers. I'm going to fire my housekeepers. But anyway, that seemed to be the effect that it had on her. So the third time, I went with my friend, and then afterwards we went to dinner. And I was hungry. I had not been hungry for 6 weeks, and I had lost a lot of weight. It was amazing. I was hungry. And then the next day, I was hungry still. The next day, I felt good, and I was hungry still. Now I'm all excited. I call up Angie. I say, oh, I'm fixed, I'm well, and we're doing a happy dance. And then call up my family members. I'm all well. And then I thought, I made a mistake. I thought, well, if I'm all well, I don't need to take these 2 minor medications that I'm taking. One of them is so that I'll eat better, and one of them is for digestive things. Then I had a bad day. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'm not fixed. Then somebody said to me, well, I don't think you're going to get off so easily. And another one said, well, you might have a plateau of feeling well, but it's a progressive disease. So now I'm thinking, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm well, I don't know if I'm not well. So then I went back on the 2 medications, and I felt good ever since. Yay. I'm just fascinated. I'm fascinated with the process, with our own process of our healing. And I just started reading what I had known somewhat before about the kahunas, who were the healers in Hawaii. They were amazing healers in Hawaii. And they eventually got outlawed because they not only knew how to heal people, they knew how to kill people. So when the Christians came there, they banned them, and so they went into hiding. And it was very hard later on for people to find out what were they doing that made that process. And with all that reading and all that adventure, I really got the bottom line is our subconscious mind does not have the ability to judge from right and wrong or good or bad, and it will absorb whatever you tell it. And so that thing of being told by a couple of people, oh no, you're not healed, or being told by another person, you are healed, the subconscious mind just stores that as information, and then it reacts emotionally. So that's what we're always working on. We're always working on that subconscious mind, which is that kind of little childlike person in you. And we have all the different methods of doing that, and you'll see in the different healing modalities in the different churches, all these methods of getting that subconscious mind to come into line with what you're asking for in your prayer. And then when that is accomplished, then it's sent to what they call the high self, or we call God, and then it manifests. Those are my adventures with the gift of healing.
All right.